Next, we have a recommendation. So what we believe is the best course of action for her to take or her organization to take. And then lastly here, we have the implementation plan. So how is she even going to go about this plan that we have set up for her? And of course, at the end, you guys can ask us questions. Please be nice. I'm sure you guys are because you seem like really nice people. But let's hope for the best.
Okay, so hi guys, I'm Madhu, and I'll be talking about the problem statement. So the problem in this case is that the Regina Symphony Orchestra is facing a deficit of 350,000, and they wish to eliminate this problem over the 3 years. So now we'll be talking about how we are going to give the solutions and how we will help the company to reduce their deficit in 3 years.
Okay, so for the internal analysis, this company has a bunch of strengths. So firstly, the really important factor are the customers. And they have a very strong basis of that. They have very dedicated customers, many the ages of 55 to 80 years old. They're very interested in the historical and the more classic orchestra, and they volunteer a lot. They're the one who pay charity to this organization. They're very into it. They're very supportive. So they have that room for themselves. And then the charitable tax receipts is also very beneficial to the volunteers because they don't have to pay taxes on all of their income. And then this orchestra is the longest running orchestra in all of Canada, so it already has its base. It already has enough popularity. It doesn't really need much advertisement because it's basically the only popular one. This orchestra also has some weaknesses. So firstly, it's becoming low in demand. So I don't know if you guys have watched La La Land, but yeah, it's a really good movie. And basically the main character in La La Land, his name, I just know that he's Ryan Gosling. Okay, so
that's all that matters.
It's Ryan Gosling. So he's very into jazz, and not just like jazz what we consider jazz now, but the old one, like the classic jazz. He's very into it. But he realizes over time that not everybody is very into it. It's not much in demand. It's just those some people, like the odd ones out, who are like, oh yeah, I kind of like this historical way of doing it. So, but then he obviously has to modernize, and he goes into this one jazz group who aren't really jazzy, bring pop culture into it. And so he decides to just go with that, and he realizes that people like it a lot. There's more customers that he has, but he also loses a lot of customers, and people start noticing that, oh, he's just going into the modern way of doing it. And that's kind of the case with our customer we have here because
their orchestra is going to
their orchestra is very low in demand, and they work the very historical way. And so she realizes that the reason it's getting low in demand is because pop culture is becoming very popular, and the younger audiences, the younger customers, they're more into pop culture, they're more into media, just what's going on right now with the music, and not that into orchestra, and they don't have much knowledge on the orchestra as well. And the other weakness is that the salaries are fixed. So they're not very flexible with the salaries. All of the workers, they can't just play around with the salaries and give them less or to increase their income. They can't do that. They have to pay fixed salary. And they're very restricted in their performances. So as I said before, they can't just try to bring pop culture into the orchestra. They have to stick to the orchestra because that's where their strongest customer base is, like the 55 to 80 year olds. This is the strongest base they have for customers, and they don't want any new orchestra. They want to stick with it. So for the external analysis, is this a good industry to be involved in, and why? So we think it's not, at this point in time, it's not necessarily a good company to be involved in, mainly because times have changed a lot. Orchestra is not as popular as it once was, and pop culture is coming to the rise. And how strong is the competition? The competition against them is actually very strong because people have longer working hours, so they don't want to just come and go to an orchestra and listen to just a bunch of music that they don't necessarily, they aren't that educated on, but they could rather just go on YouTube or just go on Netflix. So their external, their competition isn't necessarily a physical orchestra that they're competing against, but it's rather just the time. It's a modern society. It's pop culture. So who are this company's customers? Their strongest customers, as I said, they're 55 to 80 years old who are very dedicated to this company. but their potential target market are 20 to 30-year-olds, and that's because those are the customers who kind of buy it just to see how it is, but then they get interested in it, and that's the customers that they want in the future to be as dedicated as the 55 to 80-year-old. And now I'm going to pass it on over to Amna, who will talk about the entrepreneur's capabilities.
Okay, so our entrepreneur here, who is the executive within this organization, this it's Regina Symphony Orchestra, yes. So her name is Tracy, and she is the new executive director, and essentially she has a great passion for classical orchestra and music, so she enjoys what she does. So she likes her job, that's one thing we have to consider. She's also an accomplished pianist, and so that just means she has a music background. That means she knows what she's doing. If she's telling the artist to do something or to change up the situation, then she'll know exactly what she's saying, or at least have some basis of knowledge to go off of. And then she also has work experience in an orchestra previously, which is also a very important factor for her to have right now if she's going to go and work in an orchestra. And lastly, she has a leadership and business education. So that means as a leader, she will be able to implement whatever plan she needs to, or at least to the best of her ability, and hopefully have a chance for success. So our first alternative is actually the status quo, and I'm going to pass that on to Regina.
Okay, so for the status quo, we're going to make no changes. We're going to stick to the plan that she's going through with the same deficit that she has. So the pros are that there's no risk. She's not going to be taking any risk, even though she has a very high deficit that she has to pay off in 3 years. And the other benefit is that her customers are guaranteed. Like this company has always had a lot of supportive customers, and by making no changes, they're going to still have supportive customers. So that's a benefit. The cons, however, is that the deficit will continue to increase. So, like, it's $350,000 right now, but within the next year, it's going to increase. And if she makes no changes right now, if there's no increase in the income, then it's almost going to be impossible for her to pay it off. Okay, so we just have like a chart here of the numerical analysis for this. So obviously in year 0, she's going to have to pay $350,000. That's going to be her total cost. That's just a big cost that she has to pay. Within year 1, after taking away her expenses from the deficit, she has $597,000 and $597,404. Within year 2, she has $844,808, and in year 3, she's going to have $1,092,212 that she's going to have to pay off in her deficit.
So essentially from this, it's clear that if she continues to follow the status quo, she's just going to be, or her organization is just going to be continue going into a deficit or in debt, and it's not going to be making them any revenue. And so that's one alternative, but clearly it's a very bad alternative. And that's why we have 2 other alternatives we're going to be proposing to you, the first of which we will continue with.
Okay, so our second alternative is VIP seating. So as you know, in the mostly they are presenting their concerts in the Connexus Art Center, and it has different levels of seatings. So we came up with this idea that if we tell them that there's a VIP seating, it's limited. If you want the best seats, you have to come before. And so what we're going to do is a third balcony. It has the best view. It's going to exclude you from other people. You're going to be sitting with people with the same mentality, you feel the same about the orchestra going on, so you have the same feel. So the biggest advantage of this would be that the customers would be very the customer satisfaction, because you will be sitting with people who have the same idea and the same mentality as you do, and you'll be it's not going to be loud, it's going to be quiet. You'll be sitting somewhere with the best view, so it's good for you. And for the company, why it's important for the company? Because it's going to increase the income. Since we're giving them the VIP seats and we're giving them our service, we're giving them the best view, and we're keeping the seats limited, it's going to, obviously, it's going to cost them more, so we'll be charging them more. So for normal seating, it's in the Connexus Art Center. For adults, it would be $60, and for the VIP seating, we will charge them $80, which will allow us to make profit out of it, and which will go towards our deficit. But the biggest disadvantage of this alternative would be that it's going to cost more towards the customers. But since they are passionate about the orchestra and they would obviously like to come there, and when we give them the offer of sitting or have a VIP seating, obviously they would want the best view, and they will be agreeing to come in there and paying that extra dollars to have the best view.
Just one thing I'd like to add here is that when considering this, we have to remember that majority of the people that come to orchestras are senior citizens who have been coming to orchestras before. They have a passion for it, like the Dole was just mentioning. And so these people are going to be willing to, we believe, are going to be willing to pay $20 more to have a quieter space, so you're not with a lot of other people where there's noise, to also be up there with a better view, and to just have that atmosphere, like Dole was mentioning, where there's other people who are just as passionate beside you, because only passionate people are going to pay $20 more to watch the same orchestra that they could pay less for. And so in general, that's just something we have to remember. And so the costly, even though there's a con for it, it's not necessarily as big of a factor, because people, we believe, at least the customers, will be willing to pay this price.
Okay, so here you can see, if we go with the original price and don't change anything, in the end we end up with 2,003,540. But if we use the VIP idea, or the one we are pitching in, you would end up with less money. But this is only if we only do the single ticket, if we don't do the subscription, if we don't give them a package. It's only if everyone buys a single ticket without any package. And over here, this is including the subscription. Over there, the one we are adding in, you can see the number is different, but it's not a lot. The difference is not that much. But if we add in our subscription in the thing, the number is going to go high pretty soon. Like, it's going to be really high. But we only show you the single tickets, so it's still the difference. The number is less because this is including the subscription and the single tickets. But our number is just a single ticket. So the point we're trying to make over here is that even though we are showing you a less number, it's just with the single tickets, not with the subscriptions. But when we add all the programs and everything, all the packages in, the number is going to increase, and it's going to help us reduce our deficit, which is our main goal, pretty quick.
So,
I'll talk about the last one.
So our last alternative over here is a school competition. And much like what I was talking about in the beginning, we believe that, like we're here in a business case competition where we're engaging with other people, gaining experiences, and also have a scholarship at the end, so our reward if we do win, we believe that other students out there who aren't necessarily into business or other things, but into arts and music, should have the same opportunity, and we think that they will sign up for a program like this that we are going to present. So essentially what this program is going to be is it's going to be an organization, it's going to be a program that her organization is going to organize, and we believe that if she is able to make an agreement with the U of R and get a scholarship involved for the Faculty of Arts, then students will be willing, just like we are, to come here and go out of their comfort zone and gain an experience. So basically, students are going to come to this competition, and they are going to do what we did here. They're going to have a socializing event. They're going to also have a competition where they can go in teams, where they can go single, but we prefer that they go in teams. And we advise her to make them go in teams, because that means that you can't just go alone. So if you have a friend that's good at music or something like that, you can convince them, so that way more people will be coming. And you might be thinking, okay, so what's the point of this? And essentially the purpose of doing this is that for students at least, it's a great network for students. It's a new target market for us as an organization, and it's not very costly. So for our organization, it's a nonprofit organization, and what that also means is that a lot of people volunteer for our organization. They come help us out. So we can get volunteers to come help us out over here, and we can also have students. We can also have this event not hosted at Connexus Arts Center where it costs us so much money. We can have it in an open field. We can have it outdoors, because the students aren't that high maintenance. They're not going to have a big issue with being in a nice fancy area or not, because they're here for the competition. They're here for the experience. So that takes away the cost for the building, and that takes away the cost for having workers or the orchestra play anything. So essentially, we might not be making a lot of profit, because at most we can. Is it time? Oh. Okay, so can I just quickly have like a minute, if that's okay with you guys?
You can finish your last point.
Okay, so this is not going to make us a lot of money, and it's not going to be as beneficial for our company, but what it's going to do is it's going to have people interact or students come into the organization or have an interest in music. And so what that just means is that for the long term, like our organization wants, they want to get younger people into music, they want the community to be involved in music. It's going to be very good for them to be involved in music, and for the long run, that's going to be good for the company, and it's going to create more customers hopefully in the future. So what we advise her to do is to open up both of our secondary alternatives. The first, for the short term, is to do the program with the VIP seating, because they'll make a profit and be able to pay off their deficits. But also we would advise her to have this program, or at least start it up right now, because in the future this will be beneficial for the organization and also help with the company's goals or ideas about interacting with the community and involving them with music. Thank you.